What's up, guys? Tuki here, back again. This is yet another episode of my Quebec City Nordiques franchise mode on NHL 17, and in this episode, we go through a lot of changes. I mean, we have a lot of changes to make. You guys voted for two things: to acquire Passy Hall and to just blow up the Cleveland Monsters. Now, thankfully, I thought I was going to have to wait until the off season because most teams just don't have contract spots normally. Fortunately, this year, a lot of teams have contract spots. Now, we are going to give up Dan Cole. This will be the earliest I've traded somebody that we recently drafted. The ultimate draft bust. As you can see, he does have pretty good trade value, which means he'll probably turn it on. But, you know, I'm all right with getting rid of him. We are going to have to give up some draft picks as well. How about our third and Montreal's third, since neither of us are doing too well? Will that go through? It does. Maybe we gave up a bit too much. I'm not too concerned because, like I said, we have a lot of trades to make. But there you have it. Passy Hall is the newest Nordique. But as you can see, teams like Washington, 45. Buffalo only has 35 contracts because their cap situation with the likes of Jack Eichel and Sam Reinhart, Ristolainen, it's out of control. So we should be able to take advantage of that to get rid of quite a few players. But first things first, Passy Hall is on this team. But yeah, get ready for a lot of trades. Speaking of Buffalo, our first trade is with the Sabres, and we send 2/3 of Cleveland's defense to the Sabres. Cale Fleury, Stefan, Hedberg, and Jokiharju. I just don't think they're going to work out. I don't think they're going to crack the NHL lineup. So we send them to Buffalo for a handful of picks, including their next 2 second-round picks. Next up, it is Voynov, the other defenseman. Basically, the only defenseman we're holding on to from Cleveland is going to be Lowry. So we send Voynov and Garnett, a prospect who simply isn't going to work out, to the Coyotes for a couple of draft picks. Now, before we move forward, we of course need to bring in the replacements for those we just traded away. Jordan Subban, Peter Granberg, Eric Roy, Ryan Murphy, and Matt Irwin are the intended targets. So we will actually go a little bit further ahead here, and I think I might just split these into 2 episodes. We'll just try to get the roster set in this episode, and then we'll finish off the season in the next one. But for now, we need to move forward. Murphy, Granberg, Roy, Irwin, and Subban are all here, so that is perfect. Next up, in a deal with the Washington Capitals, we said Gord Henry, Wes McDonald, and Nolan Persaud to the Caps for a second-round pick. Man, we also tacked on the 5th-round pick there, but yeah, again, 3 more guys who I just simply do not think will make it. Next up, we're going to look to sign our 2 new goalies. That's right, I don't think either goalie is going to be good enough for Cleveland, so we're going to get rid of both of them. But first, we have to sign their replacements, Condon and Anton Forsberg, who has been toiling away on the free agent list, the free agent market, ever since we originally got rid of him and Elvis Merzlikins. But let's see here. We play the Pittsburgh Penguins. Will we get the win? And we do. But we did not get an answer from either goaltender. But that's good to get the win against the Pens. I imagine we'll get an answer here before Tampa. Matthias Rodin's back. It doesn't really matter. Forsberg and Condon are sticking around, so let's go make more trades. And yes, I might come to regret this. I have certainly regretted other trades with the Maple Leafs in the past, but Helmerson and Kozanov are being sent to Toronto for a 2nd-round pick and a 4th-round pick this year. And this next trade with the Florida Panthers, Cole Lind, Nick Ralston, Krivosik, and Matthias Rodin are off to the Panthers for a handful of picks. Sucks to see some of them go, but I think it'll work out for us. And the last batch of players that we will look to sign, and there are some interesting names on this list. From Nations United, Rodrigo Abols is an option we will look to bring on. Gabriel Paquin-Boudreau is another option. Reed Boucher, Jaden Deschanel, Richard Buchart, I believe we also had in Nations United, and Austin Czarnik, who did some good work for us in previous years. I was looking to sign veterans, but I just decided to go with overall instead. So we need to sim this next game against the Lightning, hope those players sign, and then we can move forward. And maybe I will sim the rest of the season in this episode. I don't know, maybe we'll go to the end of the month. I think that'll be a safe bet. We'll just go to the end of the month and see what this team is looking like and see if we need to make any last-minute changes. But 2 wins so far in this episode. Everybody has accepted those offers, so let's go get the Cleveland Monsters set up, and hopefully, I mean, I think it's going to be too little too late for them to be able to make the playoffs, but still they are going to be in a much better spot. So let's see, we got to switch Reed Boucher here. Is there anybody in the lineup that shouldn't be? Oh, J.C. Donovan is one of the players we kept. He needs to be in the lineup. Bomick right now is a depth option, as is Brock Keeler. Everybody else, though, is pretty much good to go. So we need to get Passy Hall and Callio up top. What else do we need to do here? Alrighties. Scuderi, actually. Do we have anybody? I think we needed to sign one more player. We did. We needed to sign one more player. I'm one player short. Let me go do that really quick. We need an extra right wing, was it? Or is somebody supposed to be at center that they're... Again, this is why I normally do jump cuts, because I can second guess myself all the time. Yeah, we need one more right wing. So let's go ahead and sign somebody up. Maybe we'll look at a veteran this time out. But like I said, I think all these moves, it's going to be too little too late. But hopefully the players we have decided to hold on to can continue to grow. And this was obviously the approach that we had very early on in this series. It was to sign, veterans and, only have a few prospects. And I tried to go the Vancouver route and just have nothing but prospects, which really hasn't worked out too well in terms of growth. But we will look to sign Rocco Grimaldi as the final player for the Monsters. We will get their lineup set, and then we'll sim, like I said, pretty much to the end of this month. And then in the next episode, we'll finish out the season. Seth Jones is back. That's gigantic, but I'm going to have to go put him into the lineup. God damn it. So yeah, that confirms it right there. We'll sim to the end of the month, and then we will take a look at, what we have to do, maybe if we want to make a last-second change or anything. And yeah, then from there, the next episode, we'll look at the stats at the end of it and get ready for the playoffs. But we are good to go. I just want to get Rocco Grimaldi in here already so that we can just finish out what we need to do here. And then who knows what Cleveland will be next year. Every player we've signed has been on a 1-year deal, so it's just for this season. I will take care of scouting after we get the Monsters lineup set. But we've won all 3 games so far with the Nords, and we are back in first place. We have jumped over the Washington Capitals, which is very, very nice. So let's get this lineup set up. Once again, we need to get Hoffman out of there for J.C. Donovan. And we need to get Ryan Peters into the lineup. It does suck, though, certain guys like Cole Lind and Cale Fleury that I really wanted to, see them make the NHL level. But it doesn't always happen that way. So we will have Peters on the top line. Should we do that, or should we have him on the third line? You know what? Let's do that. Let's have the top line will just be our best players. And then other players that need ice time will be there. Do I want to do it that way? Do I want to do it that way is the question. You know what? Fuck it. We'll just go with our main players up at the top. We'll see how they do. And then we'll change things up if we need to. But yeah, those are the new lines for the moment. So the only players we kept were Peters, Hall, Donovan, Tambellini, and Callio. And on defense, the only player we kept was Craig Lowry, who we need to get up in the top pairing here. He will be with Ryan Murphy, Eric Roy, Jordan Subban, Irwin with Petter Granberg, and the goalie, of course, now is Mike Condon. So we will see if the Monsters can somehow turn it around and make the playoffs. I doubt it. But then again, they're only 8 points out of the playoffs right now. And they still have some ways to go. 29 games left, so you never know. But now we can finally focus on the Nordiques. And like I said, we'll sim to the 28th. So we will sim these next 3 weeks and hope that we can still be in a pretty good spot. So let's see what happens. We've hit our target date, and the Nordiques are in first place, 37, 18, and 7 through 62 games, 20 to go, and we are in a very good spot, 7 points above the Washington Capitals. So things are looking very good for this team. February might have been our best month overall. Of course, the 3 straight wins to start. We lost 2 in a row. We put in Ty Edmonds. He got us the win against Winnipeg. A loss to Carolina, but now we've won 5 straight, including 3 games over division rivals, New York, Washington, and Pittsburgh. Most importantly, Washington. But Ty Edmonds is doing well so far, winning some big games that we really needed him to win in that month. As far as the Monsters go, well, they're still 10 points out of a playoff spot. Actually, 11 points out of a playoff spot because the Griffins no longer have the second wildcard spot. So, again, I think like I said, I think it was too little too late for them. But looking at the main team, Matthew Tkachuk is doing great. Matt Duchene doing great. Patrick Laine doing great. Ehlers could be better. Only 25 points is pretty disappointing. Isaac Lutzer at 33, not too bad. If he breaks 40, I'll be happy. Puljujarvi's doing well. Alvin Dahlman, not too bad. He should break 30 points, no problem. Gabriel Velarde, obviously he missed a lot of time due to injury, but 30 games played, only 12 points is pretty disappointing. 24 for Stan Kygordov. Are we wasting him? Like, he's great to have here, but are we wasting Kygordov by having him on that third line? I don't know. I'm not saying that we should trade him, but I don't know. It's been disappointing. Vitaly Abramov, 13 points isn't terrible. Stenlund's doing all right, as is Victor Tarasov. So this team running like a well-oiled machine. Carlson doing well. Jones doing well. Second pairing between Chychrun and Savard's been fine. The third pairing, look at Ralph Jarrett and look at Jerry Girardi, a plus 22. Unbelievable from those two. Korpisalo, a 926 save percentage, a 925 for Ty Edmonds. 10 shutouts between the two of them. And in the AHL, I actually forgot Zach Matthews was injured, so Rocco Grimaldi is currently scratched. These are the lines we have been rolling with for the moment with our 6 main guys on the top 2 lines. It's been very rough for them, though. Passy Hall does have 9 points in 13 games, though, which is very promising. But plus-minus wise, yeah, this team is not very good at all. We've actually dropped Lowry down to the third pairing just because some of the guys were complaining about ice time. I did end up signing quite a few minor league top 2 guys, which could be an issue as far as morale goes. But the Cleveland Monsters, I'm not concerned about. I'm concerned about the Nords. Actually, I'm not concerned about the Nords. My focus is on the Nords. I'm not concerned whatsoever. 81 points. Are we going to win, what was it, 54, 56, something like that games like we did last year? No, we're not. But we're still one hell of a team that is currently battling it out for the top record in the NHL. Right now, Toronto has us beat by a point with a game at hand, and then you have Chicago and Nashville that are right there as well. But that'll do it for this one, guys. The Monsters in the AHL have changed quite a bit, and they will continue to change as we move forward. But the Nords, we're in a very good spot, and in the next episode, we will finish up the season. And, barring an epic collapse, we are hopefully on our way to another division title, and then we'll see what we can do from there. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, support the channel in any fashion you like, and I will see you in the next one.